Unit 5 Culture and Tradition The Kites Question Answer. Let us do these activities before we read. First, answer the following questions and share them with your teacher and classmates. A. Have you ever flown a kite or seen someone fly it? Where? When? Answer. Yes, I have flown a kite. I did this during the Makar Sankranti festival, which is a popular kite flying event in India. It took place on the terrace of my house in January when the weather was clear and windy, perfect for kite flying. B. Describe the kite, colors, shape, design of tail, any other detail. Answer. The kite I flew was vibrant and colorful. It had a diamond shape with bright red, yellow, and blue patterns. The tail was made of long, multicolored strips of paper that fluttered gracefully in the wind. The frame was lightweight, made from bamboo sticks, and the kite itself was crafted from thin, durable paper. C. What did you think when you saw the kite up in the sky? Answer. When I saw the kite up in the sky, I felt a sense of joy and freedom. It was mesmerizing to watch it soar higher and higher, dancing with the wind. The sight of the colorful kite against the blue sky was captivating, and it made me feel connected to a tradition that has been enjoyed for generations. Second, search the internet for videos on kite festivals and watch them with your teacher and classmates. A. Share the things with your teacher that you saw and what the people were doing. So, friends, you have to do this yourself. B. Would you like to participate in this kind of festival? Why? Answer. Yes, I would love to participate in this kind of festival. Kite flying is not only a fun activity but also a way to connect with friends, family, and the community. The excitement of seeing kites of different shapes and colors fill the sky is exhilarating. Additionally, participating in such a festival allows me to experience cultural traditions, enjoy the outdoors, and create wonderful memories. C. What kind of kite would you like to fly? Answer. I would like to fly a dragon shaped kite. It would be large with vibrant green and gold colors and designed to look like a mythical dragon. The tail would be long and adorned with intricate patterns and streamers to mimic the dragon's body. This kite would be eye catching and unique, making it stand out among the others in the sky. Third, look at the picture and complete the sentences. Share your responses with your teacher. A. I can see kite, birds, and a child in the picture. B. The weather in the picture is windy. C. The kite is flying high in the sky. D. The child is looking up from below. E. The tail of the kite has ribbons. Fourth, now think and answer. A. List two more things that you want to add to the picture. Answer. First, a colorful picnic blanket with some snacks and a basket nearby. Second, a group of friends or family members also enjoying kite flying and having fun. B. If I were the child, I would run around joyfully, trying to make the kite fly higher and higher while laughing and feeling the wind on my face. C. If I were the kite, I would soar gracefully in the sky, enjoying the view from above and dancing with the wind, feeling free and adventurous. Let us discuss. First, read the poem silently. As you read, mark the given statements as true or false. A. The child is looking at the kites, so this is true. B. The kites look like birds of different colors. This is also true. C. It was a rainy day. This is false. D. The child wants to be like a kite. So this is true. E. The child wishes to climb on a kite. This is true. F. The kite is made of cloth and plastic. So this is false. G. The child wants to ride the kite. This is true. H. The child knows they would have fun. This is also true. I. The child wants to look at the kite from a rooftop. So this is false. J. The child would like to look at the people down below. This is true. K. The child knows that the people would stare. So this is also true. Second, complete the following sentences. A. The poet says that the kites are like colored birds. See the kites fly, like colored birds in the sky. The kites have been compared to birds because they fly gracefully and have vibrant colors. B. The child wishes to be like air. I wish I were small and as light as air. The child wishes to be as light as air. The child wishes this to be able to climb on a kite and fly. The poet uses simile in A and B to compare the kites with colored birds and the quality of being light as air. The poet uses like and as to compare. Do you think that the use of simile in this poem helps us imagine better when we read the poem? Share your thoughts with your teacher and classmates. Answer. Thoughts on the use of simile in the poem. The use of simile in this poem indeed helps us imagine better when we read it. By comparing the kites to colored birds, the poet paints a vivid pictures of the kite's movement and beauty, making it easier for readers to visualize them soaring in the sky. Similarly, the comparison of the child's desired lightness to that of air helps convey the sense of freedom and weightlessness the child yearns for. These similes enhance the imagery and emotional connection, allowing readers to feel the child's longing and the beauty of the scene more deeply. Third, find a set of words from the poem that begin with the same consonant sound. Stanza 1. Which consonant sound do both words begin with? Wind, whipped, consonant sound W. Stanza 3. Which consonant sound do both words begin with? Wild wind, consonant sound W. This is called alliteration. For example, big bright blue bag, funny fan, etc. Create 4 other sets of words using alliteration. Answer: sunny skies, bouncing balls, tiny turtles, clever cats. Fourth, in the last stanza, the 2 words that the poet repeats are high, high, to tell us that the kite is flying very high. Fifth, study each stanza and underline the rhyming words from the end of each line. Also, circle the end words in the stanzas that do not rhyme. Answer: stanza 1, underlined rhyming words fly, sky. Stanza 2, underlined rhyming words air, there. Stanza 3, underlined rhyming words wings, sings. Stanza 4, underlined rhyming words down, town. Stanza 5, underlined rhyming words stair, air. Rhyming words in each stanza: fly and sky, air and there, wings and sings, down and town, stair and air. Let us think and reflect. First, read the given lines from the poem and answer the following questions. What fun it would be to look right down over the park and the rooftops of town. A. Circle the word that does not share the same feeling as fun. Answer is care. B. Which line tells us that the poet was somewhere above? Answer: to look right down. This line indicates that the poet imagines being high above, looking down over the park and rooftops of the town. C. Choose the scene the child saw. Answer: based on the poem, the child is imagining looking down from high up in the air, seeing the park and the rooftops of the town. The appropriate scene that matches this description is this one. Scene 2. This scene shows an aerial view of houses and trees, which aligns with the child's perspective of looking down over the park and rooftops of the town from a high vantage point. Second, answer the following questions. A. How does the poet describe the kites in the first 2 lines? Answer: the poet describes the kites as flying up in the air like colored birds in a wind-whipped sky. B. Why does the child say that they have to climb a tree first to get onto the kite? Answer: the poem doesn't explicitly mention climbing a tree to get onto the kite, but the child wishes to be light as air to climb on a kite. If climbing a tree were part of their imaginative scenario, it might be because they perceive a tree as a means to get closer to the kite, bridging the gap between the ground and the sky. C. What are the songs that the child hears when flying atop the kite? Answer: the child imagines hearing the songs that the wild wind sings, which can be interpreted as the various sounds and melodies created by the wind. D. Why does the people look up at the child and stare? If you looked up and saw that, what feelings would you have? Answer. The people looked up and stared because seeing a child riding a kite high in the air is an unusual and astonishing sight. If I looked up and saw that, I would likely feel a mix of amazement, wonder, and perhaps a bit of concern for the child's safety. E. If you were the kite carrying the child high up in the air, what would you tell them? Answer. If I were the kite carrying the child high up in the air, I would tell them to enjoy the view and the freedom of soaring above the world, to hold on tight and feel the wind rushing past, and to take in the beauty and wonder of seeing everything from such a unique perspective. I would also reassure them that they are safe and to cherish this magical experience. Let us learn. First, look at the picture of the kite and read what some of its parts are named. So friends, this is kite. So this is called the nose. This is called spine. This is called cover. This is called kite line. This is called tail. And this is called reel. Now, complete the given conversation by filling the blanks with some parts of a kite words from above. Beena, I love the long yellow tail at the end of my kite. What color is your kite? Saroj, my kite's cover is pink, the spine is black. Beena, oh wonderful. My kite line is red, the reel that wraps it is green. I really like it. Saroj, my kite line is red too. The tip of my kite has a blue nose. Beena, beautiful. Let's go and fly our pretty kite. So, friends, you can note them down. Second, let us create a poem using words in a kite. The first line is the subject. Keep this to one word. Use a noun. Kite. The second line is two describing words for the noun. Pretty, colorful. Line 3 includes three action words. Flying, floating, soaring. Line 4 uses two words that describe the action words. Quickly, happily. Line 5 is one word that has the same meaning as the subject synonym. Paper bird, kite, pretty colorful, flying, floating, soaring, quickly, happily, paper bird. This is called a cinquain poem. It is a 5-line poem that describes a person, a place, or a thing. Now, create a cinquain poem yourself on anything you like. So, answer is tree, tall, green, growing, sheltering, swaying, gracefully, peacefully, nature. Third, the poet uses the word fly and drift to tell us about the kite's movement. A. Circle the words that match with the drift movement. You can choose more than one word. Answer. Slow, downward, float. So these three words match with the drift movement. B. Study some other words about the kite's movement and share what type of movement they show. You can look at A for the type of movement. Glide, dive, soar, swoop, circle. Answer. Other words about the kite's movement and the type of movement they show. First, glide, a smooth and continuous movement, often slow and graceful, similar to drifting. Second, dive, a fast and downward movement, often sudden. Third, soar, a fast upward movement, often high and with sustained motion. Fourth, swoop, a fast movement, typically downward and then upward again, often sudden. Fifth, circle, a movement going round and round, maintaining a steady path. Question 4. The poet has used expressions like up in the air, look right down, stay up there, stand and stare. A. Read how these expressions are used in the poem. Answer. The expressions used in the poem convey different actions and positions related to the kite and the child's imagination. Here's how they are used in the poem. Up in the air refers to the kites flying high above the ground. Look right down describes the child's imagined perspective of looking down from high up in the air. Next, stay up there, the desire to remain in the high position, enjoying the view and experience. Next, stand and stare describes the reaction of people on the ground looking up in amazement. B. In pairs, make sentences using these expressions. Discuss with your teacher and then write in your notebooks. Answer. Here are sentences using these expressions. First, up in the air. The hot air balloons floated gracefully up in the air, creating a colorful spectacle against the morning sky. Next, look right down. From the top of the Ferris wheel, you can look right down and see the entire amusement park. Next, stay up there. The bird perched on the branch seemed to want to stay up there all day, enjoying the cool breeze. Next, stand and stare. The fireworks display was so mesmerizing that the entire crowd could only stand and stare in awe. Let us listen. Listen about the kite festival in India. As you listen, circle the words that are not correct. Then listen again and write the correct words. Refer to page 163 for transcript. So friends, let's read the transcript. Hello everyone, I am happy to share with you some details about the kite festival. It is a popular festival in India and it takes place during Makar Sankranti in the month of January. People can even be seen flying kites from their terraces and rooftops and taking part in kite flying competitions. This festival is celebrated as Uttarayan in Western India. The festival gives everyone a chance to look at kites of different shapes, sizes, and colors. Gujarat is the main center of celebrations, but Uttarayan is also celebrated in Rajasthan and Telangana. In Karnataka, the tourism department has also been organizing the kite festival once each year. Punjab also celebrates this festival of kites during Baisakhi and Basant Panchami. Kite flying is a tradition that is deep rooted in Indian culture, and the kite festival is one that is eagerly awaited. This is also a reason why people across India also fly kites to celebrate Independence Day. Happy kite flying to all of you. A. Kite festival is celebrated during the month of June. Answer. Incorrect. June. Correct. January. B. The International Kite Festival is named Uttarayan in Eastern India. Incorrect. Eastern. Correct. Western. C. Uttarayan is mainly celebrated in Gujarat but also in Maharashtra and Telangana. Incorrect. Maharashtra. Correct. Rajasthan. D. During the kite festival, we can see kites of different shapes, sizes, and colors. This sentence is correct. E. In Karnataka, the tourism department organizes the kite festival every year. This sentence is correct. F. The Punjab region celebrates Basant Panchami and Baisakhi by flying kites. This statement is correct. G. People of India also enjoy flying kites on Earth Day. Incorrect. Earth Day. Correct. Independence Day. Let us speak. Share a kite flying experience with your classmates. If you have not flown a kite yet, share an experience of watching kites fly. Give details where, when, why, how. Speak in complete sentences. Answer. My kite flying experience. One of my most memorable kite flying experiences took place a few years ago during Makar Sankranti in January. This festival is widely celebrated in India and it's a time when the sky is filled with colorful kites. Where I was at my grandparents' house in a small town in Gujarat. Their house has a large terrace which is perfect for flying kites. When we started early in the morning just after breakfast, the entire day was dedicated to kite flying, as this is a significant part of the Makar Sankranti celebrations. Why? Makar Sankranti is a festival that marks the transition of the sun into the zodiac sign of Capricorn. It is celebrated with much enthusiasm, and kite flying is a major tradition associated with this festival. My family and I participated to enjoy the festive spirit and spend quality time together. How? We prepared for the day by buying several kites and rolls of string the previous day. On the day of the festival, we gathered on the terrace. My cousins and I were taught how to properly handle the kites and the strings. With the help of my uncle, I managed to get my kite up in the air. It was a beautiful yellow kite with a long tail that danced in the wind. As the day progressed, we engaged in friendly kite flying competitions with our neighbors. The sky was dotted with kites of all shapes, sizes, and colors. creating a mesmerizing view. Overall, it was an exhilarating experience. The joy of seeing my kite soar high and the thrill of trying to outmaneuver other kites in the sky made it an unforgettable day. Even though my hands were a bit sore from handling the string, the excitement and happiness of the day were worth it. Let us try. First, imagine yourself as a kite. In pairs, first discuss all of the following hints. First, what shape of kite are you? What colors do you have? What other parts of yourself are you happy about? Answer. Shape. I am a diamond shaped kite. Colors. I have vibrant rainbow colors with stripes of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. Parts. I am proud of my long, flowing tail decorated with small, colorful bows. My spine is strong and my cover is made of a light but durable material that catches the wind perfectly. Next, where are you? Who do you belong to? What activities do you do? Who are your friends? Answer. Where are you? I am soaring high above a vast open field filled with children and families enjoying a beautiful sunny day. Who do you belong to? I belong to a cheerful young boy who loves to fly me every chance he gets. His excitement and joy when I soar high make me feel special. Activities. I love gliding, swooping, and performing loops in the sky. My favorite activity is catching a strong breeze that takes me higher and higher. Friends. My friends are other kites of various shapes and sizes. We sometimes engage in friendly aerial dances, showcasing our colors and maneuvers. Next, do you have any message for humans? Answer. My message for humans is simple. Take time to look up and appreciate the beauty of the sky. Remember the joy and freedom of being a child. Let go of your worries for a moment and find happiness in simple pleasures like flying a kite. Enjoy nature, cherish your loved ones, and always keep your spirit light and free. Second, now write a paragraph of about 100 words with the title I am a kite. Answer. I am a kite. I am a vibrant, diamond shaped kite adorned with the colors of the rainbow, proudly displaying stripes of red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and violet. My long, flowing tail, decorated with colorful bows, dances gracefully in the wind. I belong to a joyful young boy who eagerly flies me high above an open field on sunny days. Together we soar, glide, and swoop, enjoying the freedom of the sky. My friends are other kites of various shapes and sizes, and we often perform aerial dances, showcasing our beauty. As I float high above, I remind humans to cherish simple pleasures, embrace nature, and keep their spirits light and free. Let us explore. First, the mention of kites exists in ancient Indian texts. It can be found in the poetry of the 13th century Marathi saint and poet Namdeva. In his poems or gathas, he called a kite a gudi, and there is a mention that the kites were made from kagad, that is paper. So, friends, let's see a little more exploration. The ancient tradition of kites in India. The tradition of kite flying in India is ancient, with mentions in historical texts and poetry. In the 13th century, the Marathi saint and the poet Namdeva referred to kites as gudi in his gathas, that is, poems. He described kites being made from kagad, meaning paper. This indicates that kite flying was a popular and cherished activity even in ancient times. Namdeva's poetic references highlight the cultural significance and the joy associated with kite flying in Indian society. This tradition has been passed down through generations, continuing to bring delight and excitement to people of all ages across India. Second, have a look at some of the different types of kites. Choose which one is commonly seen. So, friends, this is parafoil, this is delta, this is rokkaku, this is diamond shaped kite, and this is box kites. So this is the commonly seen kites in the sky. So diamond shaped kite is the commonly seen kite in the sky. A. Find out the steps to make a kite. B. Follow the steps and create your own kite. Get it to school to show your teacher and classmates. C. Write a message on the kite. For example, Happy Independence Day. So friends, let's see the steps to make a kite. Steps to make a diamond-shaped kite. Materials needed: 2 wooden dowels, one longer for the spine, one shorter for the crossbar, a large piece of lightweight paper or fabric kite cover, string or strong thread, glue or tape, scissors, a ruler, markers or paint for decoration optional, a long piece of lightweight ribbon or fabric for the tail. Instructions: create the frame, measure and cut the dowels. The longer dowel, that is spine, should be about 24 inches and the shorter dowel crossbar about 20 inches. Lay the shorter dowel across the longer one to form a cross about 1/3 of the way down the longer dowel. Secure the two dowels together using string or strong tape at the intersection. Make sure they form a right angle. Make the cover. Place the frame on the paper or fabric and trace the outline of the kite, leaving an extra inch around the edges for folding. Cut out the kite shape from the paper or fabric. Fold the edges of the paper or fabric over the frame and secure with glue or tape. Attach the string. Cut a piece of string about twice the length of the spine. Tie one end of the string to the top of the spine and the other end to the bottom. Attach another piece of string at the intersection of the dowels for the kite line. Add the tail. Attach the ribbon or fabric to the bottom of the kite. This helps to stabilize the kite in the wind. Decorate. Use markers or paint to decorate your kite. You can write a message like Happy Independence Day on it. Creating and flying your kite. Follow the steps above to create your own kite. Once your kite is ready, take it to an open area with plenty of wind. Fly your kite and enjoy. So friends, we have completed all the question answers from the chapter. If you like the video, kindly like it and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching.